Welcome to the beautiful Colorado Rockies. I'm fortunate enough to call this my backyard, and I've been riding middleweight, I would say a middleweight to heavyweight ADV bikes for about 5 years now. I wish I watched more videos on basic technique or even taken a class. But the last couple of years, I feel like my skills have improved drastically. And I want to share some of those techniques and skills I've learned over the years to hopefully progress your riding much faster than mine did. We're going to do a basic, just a 101, kind of what I feel will greatly progress your off-road riding, especially if you're new, completely new to dirt, because it really is a drastic change from pavement to dirt. It's a completely different world. As well as towards the end of the video, some of you have been asking me about descends and ascends, how to approach those or how to go about riding those. I've seen a couple of great videos on YouTube already showcasing that, but what I have not seen is what happens in a situation if you stall the bike going up or down that hill. So we'll do a quick end segment showcasing that. Let's hop on the bike and get started. I can't stress this enough, even though we're doing slow drills right now, helmet, boots, proper riding gear. Most of my injuries are at slow speeds. This is something I struggled with for a while, is proper riding positioning, and I always find myself correcting all the time. It's just one of those things where I always just kind of go back to a slouch. A great kind of visual is, imagine you're a dog and someone's pulling your tail back right here. You want to keep your back straight. I like balls of my feet on pegs. Different instructors will tell you different things. We're not really too worried about body positioning today. I just want to get you comfortable doing some drills in the parking lot. This is something you can develop over time. I constantly feel myself correcting on the trail with elbows up, back, knees slightly bent, hips loose. That's something you'll just get used to over time. The main thing is you guys have to get comfortable standing on the bike while riding. So body positioning, I don't want to tell you too much at once. You're going to be overthinking everything. Body position, stand, this and that. Let's start with the basics. Always, always, always make sure you turn off your ABS. Many of these newer bikes will have that. You do not want to get in a downhill situation and your ABS is still on off-road. Terrifying. You need to get comfortable on dirt and realize no matter how good your tires are, the front wheel will wash out, you will slide a little bit. That's natural. It will happen. So you need to get comfortable with the bike, the feel of the bike sliding underneath you. You don't have to stand right away. Find yourself a flat dirt parking lot, something like this. Start sitting. Get a feel for where your rear brake is. I know it's very difficult in these ADV boots to have a feel for the rear brake, but over time, you'll get used to that positioning for the rear brake. Hit that rear brake once in a while. Let the bike slide to a stop. Get a feel for the dirt, that the bike's moving underneath you. So once you kind of get used to just the feel of the bike off-road, go ahead and start standing. If you're not comfortable standing off-road because you might feel the bike move a little bit underneath you, go on some pavement. Get used to standing. I wish I would have known this earlier in my riding days. I always tend to use more fingers than I need while using brake and clutch, but over the years I forced myself to learn to use pointer fingers for brake and clutch. This way you have more control of your handlebars. The more fingers on your handlebars, the more control you'll have. You can reposition all this stuff. Don't be afraid to mess with your bike. Reposition your handlebars, your levers. I have a full video on adjusting all this stuff on the Ibex 450, and it's very similar to all bikes. I mean, all this stuff is pretty standard. You can adjust the height of your shifter to better suit your boot. You can adjust the height of your brake to have a better feel for the brake. You don't want it too high. So once we're comfortable riding just a flat surface, I figured this would be kind of fun. Give yourself a couple little obstacles just to see how how it feels to go over a couple things. Now, you'll feel the bike want to go left and right. That's where that looseness in the hips comes in play. It's amazing how much you can control the bike just by putting weight on the right or left peg. Little baby head, you see how the bike reacts. You're gonna run into a bunch of those on the trail. Try balance drills. Just going slow, rear brake, rear brake. Let me take you to a steep descent and show you what helped me get out of situations where I stalled the bike. You're going down a steep descent like this and you happen to stall your bike. Okay, here we are. Stalled. First gear is engaged. That will act as a rear brake. The bike isn't going to go anywhere. Front brake, first gear, and you're just terrified. You can't stand up, you can't get going. All you have to do, use your clutch to release and gently make your way down. I've had to do this a couple times where I just encountered just these crazy downhills, maybe baby heads, boulders, and I just can't get going again. So, front brake, rear sliding, apply more front brake, come to a stop, take your time, feather the clutch a little bit. It's going to act like a rear brake. Once you feel you're at a safe spot, you can get rolling again. Just go ahead and go. And we're on a flat spot. Back to safety. Now let's try this again, getting stalled on an uphill. Okay, now it's a bit more difficult. You can't see behind you. You're stressing. Best case scenario, you can somehow get right foot on rear, restart your bike, and slowly get yourself out of the situation. Now, let's say you're panicking. This happens, well, throughout my riding years, this happened a lot where I panic. I got my clutch in. I can't get to the rear brake. I'm sliding. I'm like, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. See, as soon as you release that clutch, first gear is going to catch you. Most likely you won't need the front. There's enough pressure on that rear wheel. You're not going to slide. Now, let's say you're just not comfortable or you don't have enough traction to get going again. Depending on terrain, take a peek. What looks more manageable on how to turn this bike around? In this situation, I would say rear wheel that way, just because I could fall into that rut. So once again, same technique. Release that rear brake by feathering your clutch. Hopefully you have 2 feet down. Don't lose control of the front brake. Now, once we get to a spot, and let's say you don't want to go in that little dip right there, that little washout area, I'll use the scoot technique where I'm just have brake on and try to get this front wheel as far over to slide down. And hopefully reposition me straight down, but I can see a decent line going that way. And same thing, even though I can't touch the ground here, your first gear is acting like a rear brake. Just feather, clutch, and I can have 1 foot down. Once I see a decent clearing, I'm just gonna hop up and go. Or you can just make your way down slow. Remember, the best way to improve your riding skills, get on your bike and spend hours and hours on that thing. Try different types of terrain, get familiar with what different surfaces feel like. I hope you guys found this video somewhat helpful. If you want me to go into specifics on certain things, let me know in the comments, as well as let me know in the comments if you want to see more of these videos. I really haven't done any kind of tips and tricks videos, but I can go elaborate a little bit more into certain techniques if you like. If you guys need bags, check out Westwind Moto, discount code down below, Rocky Mountain ATV MC, all your necessary riding gear, parts, accessories. If you use any of those affiliate links down below, the channel gets a kickback. Thank you very much. I'll catch you guys in the next one.